Welcome back to Angel's Citadel. It is Sunday. It is 8:30, at least it is our time. Wherever you are, we're grateful that you're joining us. And if it's a not decent hour wherever you are, God bless you, because that's dedication. Um, we're glad to have you back. We're glad to be back in Numenera, um, in the ninth world, trotting our happy asses around and finding mayhem and craziness and robots, lots and lots of robots. Um, my name is Josh. I am your storyteller, your game master, your friendly neighborhood trouble causer, and all the in between and above and below and whatever. I will be leading this chaos circus or following around and documenting for YouTube purposes. And we'll get this kicked off. Rusty, why don't you start us off?
Hi, I'm Rusty, Rusty T Robot in the Twitch chat, Rusty the Robot in the Discord server, and I play Doran Fisto Monser, an intimidating glaive who needs no weapons.
Hannah.
I am Hannah GameSnack in the Discord. Don't bother talking to me on Twitch. And I play Annabelle, the civic-minded artist who works miracles.
And Joanne.
I am Joanne Wallace, the other half of Angel Citadel. Don't bother trying to talk to me at all because I've been freaking busy. You can find me as Angel Citadel Joanne on Discord, and I am playing Chips Are Done, a serene right who has a third hand.
Lovely. If we're all ready, let's jump back into the ninth world. And when we last left our heroes, however long it was ago,
about a month. And last time we opened with us mid-crime, mid-fight, roll initiative.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Where we were fighting a very, very fast robot that was apparently some kind of special robot in ways the right could explain, probably. But, well, Fisto was already pretty banged up before we started, and, well, Annabelle doesn't really do physical combat, and that sort of left us with, nothing. But Chips used her understanding of Numenera to find a weak spot. So then the boys one-shotted the fucking thing, and we went very abruptly from, oh god, we're all going to die, to, oh, it's gone. And then it poofed and vanished. Paused stream for technical difficulties, and then we managed to get into the house. Well, we were already in the house, but now we were wandering around the house awkwardly, which was part of the technical difficulties. We found a maze, which was a sort of Escher infinity pit of moving stairs and assorted other horrifying things, with the bottom so far down we could not identify it. Which Chips decided she was going to handle via tiny robot mice. And, well, Fist and I didn't have better ideas, so we just let that happen.
You're acting like he's ever had a good idea.
I wasn't going down there.
Hey, I don't know. Being a hero to an entire town was a pretty good idea.
Okay, but
It's worked out very well for us since then.
See, to his detriment, though, that was Thalos doing, not his.
Yes, but he let it happen rather than actively try to convince people that they were wrong because they were.
What was he gonna do? Phalo and a group of small children? No, I'm not a hero.
Yeah, no, but they seemed like they needed something to believe in. So
We were here doing something horrifying with clone torture in a basement. Sorry.
It's, but still,
I was busy
ripped
wearing
out-
a woman's head as a hand puppet. I don't know what you're talking about, child.
I was busy gripping the severed tongue of a woman in my hand. Don't worry about it.
Stop doing that. It's so gross. Somehow managed to get beverage all over me. All right, so while Chips just kind of letting the mice do stuff, we decided we would check some of the other rooms. Where we discovered furniture so bizarre we could not identify it as furniture. And a computer so bizarre we could not identify it as a computer. And when Chips turned it on, it started playing some kind of National Geographic from hell thing doing stuff.
Wow, wow, wow.
Which Chips immediately turned off because Chips also did not want to see some kind of weird cat thing doing the horizontal tango. So then we stopped for a while to be upset about that. Because what kind of a person lives in this house with no furniture and everything is just low and squishy and the computer just immediately turns on animal porn, and what kind of fucking weirdo lives here?
Well, see, now I gotta wonder if it was self-insert animal porn.
Well, see, then we opened a door and found a horrifying cat animal monster, which explained all of our questions and raised many others. Annabelle managed to convince the cat to not just fucking eat us, which was probably a good call because it has like a star for a face, some kind of pulsating energy thing happening there. And then Chip used cuteness and also capitalism to convince the cat star robot monster, who was Garmulus, as it turned out, the one who had absconded with the missing head. This was actually that person, who at no point did anyone mention was some kind of giant cat star robot monster, which I feel is doing a disservice to the giant cat star robot monster. How did no one bring that up? Oh, right. Because we let the cops shoot them instead of actually doing anything, which is still our fault. There was no one to ask. They were all killed by the cops.
Indeed.
Which is also our fault because we did great that session. And by we, I mean me. Definitely did not fuck shit up. Anyway, so there we were. And Chips uses cuteness and capitalism to convince Garmulus that we will swap Axis's head and Origin's head, since Axis is a douchebag who's in a jar right now and we don't need him for anything. So it's fine. Also, a wad of duct taped batteries from the tower that do gravity things or something. That was unclear, but apparently it sweetened the deal for the giant cat star robot monster. We went to the trophy room, which was exactly as unsettling as it sounds, where Chips swapped out the heads, and we sort of awkwardly departed, thinking that was going to be the end of the conversation, at which point Chips reminded all of us that she had left a bunch of tiny robots in the building. You know, like a fucking psycho.
As she is.
And then Handy grabbed the robot head that she had just put on the counter and broke through a fucking window with it. Like it's goddamn Spider-Man. And we sweared a lot because Chips was not supposed to be doing that. At which point there was a GM intrusion, which was the giant cat star robot monster would like to eat your fucking faces now. Bad.
To be fair,
bad
you deserved
happened.
it.
I didn't say we did not. Someone did in fact start a fight with the giant cat star robot monster. But it was not a we situation. Anyway, so we were definitely about to get caught by this giant monster and die when Joanne used a player intrusion to shift the ship into Plaid on our way out of town. Her hoverboard crashed in a fiery explosion outside of town, where we have hopefully gotten far enough away that Garmulus will not immediately chew our faces off. The end. There we sit in a pile of rubble.
Okay. You are sitting in a pile of rubble. What do you do next?
Pick them up parts. Duh.
Okay, that's one of you. What do the rest of you do next?
What happened?
I do not know at all. Is everybody okay?
Okay, Chips is like dismantling something with a wrench, so she's fine.
Oh no, I wasn't worried about it.
Well, everybody else is made of metal, I think.
Yes, Radius and Cord get up and sort of dust themselves off. They're not harmed.
Right.
And you're mostly metal, so I don't.
Yeah, but
Although you did kind of get, there was a building that was mostly falling on you, and then there was a robot that was trying to kill you, and then there was
there is
another
a
fire
fresh
explosion.
ding
And
on your arm. It's about, I don't know, maybe the size of a $50, and I don't know, an eighth of an inch deep. Like you landed on a rock or something, and it caved a little bit.
that's
It's just fine. It's just like a scar, I hear
That's gonna-
chicks dig that or something.
oh no, we'll have to refinish your arm.
No, I'm going to have because that's going to take forever to buff out.
Wax off. Wax off.
If only it was that easy. And I have to dismantle my whole arm. And about to fix this, I have to dismantle the whole arm because it's in the metal. There's a layer of skin over the metal.
Wait, is that like skin? I thought it was just like a convincing covering so people wouldn't like poke at you.
It's artificial skin.
Wait, does it feel? Oh.
Yeah, no, I've got full tactile sensations.
Oh, that is significantly grosser than I had realized.
It is a pain.
It's kind of like AstroTurf, only different.
It is very painful when I have to rework things.
Oh, that is. Oh, gross. Okay.
But word of advice: never get into biomechanics.
I'm good. Thanks. That just leaves a slew of tiny robots. However many chips deployed. Handy's over there with. Oh fuck, that's right.
Axis head. Yeah.
He's got a. Oh. We have more heads than we should have, and now there's a cat monster that's going to try and kill all of us with a pulsar face.
So Handy's got Axis's head, and Axis's head is bellowing as much as a head in a sealed jar can bellow, but you all hear it. I'm going to kill you all. I will rip your heads from your shoulders like the meat bags that you are.
With what body?
You're in a jar.
He
You can't
stops for a
really-
second. I will find a body and then I will rip your heads from your shoulders like the meat bags that you are.
Chips, remind me one more time why you thought it was a good idea to take him back.
Because he's Radius's brother.
But at the same time, you put our
He's-
lives in danger.
He's Radius's brother.
Radius greenlit leaving his asshole brother behind so that we could
Yes,
save the
but
not an
he
asshole.
also looked sad. And I don't want Radius sad, because Radius is my Radius.
Radius, what's your opinion on all this?
He walks over and he kind of squats down looking at Axis as Handy's holding him. Brother, these saved your life. You should be grateful.
We is a strong word.
These, and talking about the three of you.
I mean, we didn't kill him the first time when he really deserved it. And she also did not allow us to use him for bartering purposes. I think we may by default have the moral high ground. I don't know that I like it.
You do, in fact, have the moral high ground.
I'm normally all for having the moral high ground, but just this one time, I wish we did.
That's okay. If he keeps acting up, I'm just going to put him on a Roomba and giggle.
You put glitter in there. It's all in his teeth. It's weird looking.
Turn him into a lava lamp.
Or we could be extra petty. How could I have forgotten that it was an option? How far are we from the city roundabouts?
You are a good 2, maybe 3 miles outside the city now.
All right. Gorgonzola moved awful fast for us to just be sitting here shooting the shit. Can we not be just standing here when he catches up? Because
it would help
assume he's gonna be real mad.
It would help if our ship wasn't broken.
Well, hover scooter thingy is busted. We've still got at least one tentacle monster with a bust strapped to its head.
Yep.
And she's
I'm gonna
probably got
pop
other
that out.
stuff capsule corked over in there.
Chips whips out the tentacle monster. That just sounds wrong. I'm sorry. It's
This stream
functionally
is supposed
accurate.
to be. We are not a
It
family
slurps
friendly.
out of its backpack and
Did you know it's not
expands
like that
into its
person?
full size, and you are ready to go.
Okay. Is this time? I'm driving.
Giddy up, tentacle monster!
Doesn't it still have it saved in its GPS or whatever it uses instead? You know what? We can worry about that later. I don't care who's driving.
Yes, you
there
can in
is
fact go back the way you came. It's safe.
And by driving, I mean I'm going to
There
assume
is-
that the autopilot works itself.
There's just one person we have not accounted for.
Where's our dog?
Where's the dog?
Where is the dog?
The dog.
That's a good question. We haven't really paid attention to the dog for a while.
No, you have not paid attention to the dog. The dog is about 30 feet from you, whimpering on the ground. And it's not a dog, it's Sesky.
It's a
For
dog.
for all intents and purposes, it's a dog.
It's
If
not a
someone
dog.
took a
We're
dog,
playing Numenera, damn it. It's not a dog.
you have dog software running on lizard hardware.
Pretty much.
And it has an adorable sweater.
And it's being treated like a dog. Therefore, if it acts like a dog and it barks like a dog, it's a dog.
Local white woman has in fact knitted a sweater for this thing. That means it's a pit bull. Sorry, I don't make the rules.
And Doran is going to hear its whimpering, and he is going to make a bolt towards the Sesky.
It is banged up. There is a small gash in its side, and it's bleeding. It's got a bunch of dirt and a couple of its scales are missing. It's not in great shape. It's not dead, and it's not really dying, but it's hurting.
All right, so first things first, Doran's going to take his vest off, and he's going to tear it down long ways so he can make a makeshift wrap to wrap around the wound of the dog.
Why?
I'm wondering that myself.
He doesn't have anything else in his pockets, and the dog's right there. And
You do realize you have a person in your group that does that sort of thing.
no, I know this. You're right. I know this.
Okay. Okay.
But
You tear your shirt.
Doran sees the minute that he's hurting, injured. He's not thinking rationally. He's thinking with emotion.
Okay. You get your shirt off, you tear it and tie up the Sesky.
There's a D6 in here somewhere. Ah.
And he's going to how big is it again?
I mean, it was about the size
it's
of a
about-
dog, like a German Shepherd or so.
Yeah, it's about 4, maybe 5 feet long and about 2.5, 3 feet high.
Okay, yeah. Then Doran's just going to lift it up carefully and bring it back over to the group. Annabelle?
Oh, poor baby. I will now use Healing Touch, which is just enthusiastic petting for 4 points.
The bleeding stops. Your shirt is ruined. But we all like when Fisto gets his shirt off, so
I think
I'm
this is
just
the
gonna
first
sit
time
here
he's
and
actually
reenact
taken his shirt off,
mud for a
though.
while.
He's actually taking his shirt off, though.
You did, in fact, get your shirt off, Grandpa. There's no one here to admire it exactly. 'cause we
Remember,
got
it's
Halo
not
in
like
the
this is
mountains.
really. It's really a very deep V vest that he wears with fur line in the collar.
Shirt.
somewhere in the Black Riage Mountains, a GM intrusion happens where there's a dreaming individual that sees a strange image of a shirtless, radius-headed, radius-legged, but Fisto-chested and things were awkward for everybody.
It was supposed to be a dragon.
Right. Let's head back to town.
All right.
Okay.
You
Motorhead.
all hop in Squiddo, and he begins moving off south again out of Navarine towards the Matthews Desert once more. It's a good 2 weeks. While you are doing that, what would you like to do? Or is there anything that you'd like to do?
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
will
really good.
start fixing Origin as we're traveling.
I mean, I'm gonna be taking my arm apart to buff out that dent that's in there, but
Okay. So, you take your arm apart and start
Shit.
um,
I didn't get the
fixing
first
it,
aid supplies.
and
I will say
cord
this: as he's tearing into the artificial skin, the rest of them can just they can hear very muffled like sounds of anguish and pain.
Ew.
cord is utterly fascinated at what you're doing.
You
Um,
you got any questions there, Cord?
many. You did this to yourself?
I did. Fully augmented my entire torso.
Oh, remarkable. A human wishing to be more like robots or
It's 'cause
automatons
automatons are sturdier.
that wish to be more like humans. How curious.
Almost ain't like nobody's happy with what they got.
It comes with its perks. No lasting damage. Bones in my arms don't break. Whatever is broken, I can easily repair.
And for the next while you're working on that, he chats you up. Chips, as you bring Origin's head over to where his body and arms and legs are, you see a flicker in the head, and the wires and pieces of metal at the base of its neck start moving and reaching out towards the other pieces, like it's trying to reassemble itself.
So I move the head close enough to where it can.
As you move the head towards the torso, it manages to touch each other, and you see the lights in its eyes flicker and return to life. Periodically, it flutters, but it's able to look around, and you see him look at you, and are you my rescuer?
Oh, you are about to have such a strange day, friend.
What happened to Solani?
Oh, and also it will be depressing. I forgot about that part.
Are we going to see her?
No. Um, I'm afraid that young Miss Solani fought the law and the law won.
He's silent for a long moment and then says, I see. And then he looks up and he sees Radius. I wondered if I would see you again in this life, my brother. And Radius kind of crouches down and looks into Origin's eyes and says, "Rest now. Chips here will repair you. You'll see." And Origin shakes his head slightly. I do not have much time.
No, it'll be fine. She'll fix you right up.
I'm gonna pull out the glove and just slurp all of his memories,
Whoa!
and then I'll repair it.
Chipper, I thought we agreed we weren't going to use that on friends.
No, his body was dying. I need time to fix his body. Therefore, I am putting his memories someplace safe where I have time to fix his body. So then I'll put his memories back and he'll come back online. I just made a backup copy of his hard drive. That's all.
I, quite frankly, don't know enough about robots to know whether or not that is going to work. But if it's a lie, it's a really dumb sounding one, so let's just go with that.
Well, it's worked with Atlas, so
I mean, I hope it'll work, but I also don't know why he wouldn't. You know what? Never mind. You could explain for 3 days and I wouldn't understand how it works, so I have a
robot
hindrance in
magic.
understanding anything related. Chips is a wizard and she's doing wizard shit.
Before you manage to touch him with your thing, he looks at you and says, "Wait, you must stop the machine god."
We already knew that.
He came to
What?
me.
No, he's like a real person?
Did not like that I'd taken an interest in him. He visited his vengeance upon me when I would not help him ascend.
I thought we were talking about a god like crazy cult people normally talk about gods, which is to say there's not a real person on the other end of the phone. If there's a real person on the other end of the phone, we have several different problems, particularly if he is ripping the robots to pieces. I am significantly less physically sturdy than the robots. If he can rip the robots to pieces, he can rip all of us to pieces.
He is not interested in you, at least not you specifically.
Wish I could say that was comforting, but it is not. Okay. We fully agree with you. Whoever does stuff like this needs to be stopped 100%. Chipper's gonna get you fixed up right as rain, but before she puts you under again so she can get back to work, is there anything we need to know right now?
He seeks control of the glistening army, which waits arousal by the machine god.
The only way that sentence could have been worse if it had involved the word moist. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to commercial now.
Okay, I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
So he's going to arouse the glistening army and presumably do something gross and sticky.
Important question time. What is the glistening army?
Gross and sticky.
And can we
which
set them on
was
fire?
that which was built by the renegade Eon priest or Stenya Mile a century ago to have her vengeance on the Order of Truth. I have encoded all I have learned on this cube. And the light at the center of his being, that looks a lot like cords, except instead of blue, it is a light purple. Gets brighter, and you see a small, maybe 3 inch by 3 inch by 3 inch cube sort of extrude itself out of this light. It's
Kids do not lick it.
a dull, shiny, a dull gray metal, smooth surfaces, but on the outside, you see almost like it was etched in um, along the edges what looks to be language, but not any language that you've ever seen. Stop the machine god, or the steadfast may yet fall to the glistening army.
Okay, I'm gonna wait a second, make sure he's done talking because this boy talks too much and then slurp.
His light, the light in his eyes flickers just before you start slurping, and it starts your device starts pumping out those tiny spheres rapid fire, and they roll and pile up in the back corner of the bucket that you guys are in. I mean, it's just sphere after sphere after sphere after sphere after sphere after sphere after sphere.
They're gonna go. I'll go in a bag, and I'm gonna put the label cord on it.
You mean origin?
Origin on it. Yes, origin.
There are hundreds by the time you're done.
That seems like a lot more than when you slurped Axis for his emotional
He had
problem.
more. He had more information.
Was he a lot older than the? Y'all wouldn't know. Y'all got your memories taken away.
You now have pieces of origin who appears to have expired, a cube, and a whole bunch of memory spheres.
Okay, so the cube will go into a different bag. All the memory spheres are in one bag, and then I'm going to start repairing origin as we're traveling to the Wheel of Oz.
I feel like I've asked this before, but is there some kind of, I don't know, ceremony or something we should do? Because I don't know if he's coming back from that.
He'll be back. I will fix him. I will hand the cube to Radius so Radius can decipher it. Since I'm not supposed to know where we're going, even though I know where we're going.
Well, right now we got to pick up Canary's first aid stuff Because I plumb did done forgot about it.
Over the course of the next several weeks, you pass through several towns that allow you to pick up the required first aid stuff.
I mean, she gave me 100 shins, which is like $5 or something, so.
It lets you pick up a decent amount of first aid stuff.
The economy here makes no sense.
It's not supposed to.
Dang it, at least I
When
can
you-
figure out the conversion rate on bottle caps.
When you arrive back in Amber Keep, you find that it has grown again. There are probably another 30 or 40 people here. And work has started on expanding out one of the walls to make more room.
Well, that is how a keep works. Yep. Got the
You
key.
have found Origin, you have gotten his cube. Everybody take an advancement.
Ooh. Okay. One more advancement, and that'll get up to tier 5.
Jipper, how long do you figure it's going to take you to get Sour Pants back in working order?
Origin or grumpy ass?
Origin. Please don't
I don't
bother
know.
putting the other one back. He's still being a dickhead in a fishbowl, so he can stay in the fishbowl.
I don't know. I will work on him. I gave the cube to Radius. Radius can track down where we need to go next, and then I will work on him as we go.
All right, but not like we're not going to wait until you're done before we go do the next thing.
No, we'll be doing it as we travel. That's why I have the travel table of doom and destruction.
And this portable like TV tray looking thing pops out from her backpack with 3 robotic arms and magnifying glasses and what looks like a soldering gun and
Trademarked.
And this really sad microwave brownie.
No, microwave burrito.
Microwave burritos are not nearly as sad as microwave brownies.
No, a brownie in a mug, a microwave brownie in a mug specifically. That's sad.
So about 3 weeks go by. You're allowed to rest, recover.
You can finally get back the rest of your hit points.
You can get back the rest of your hit points. All of your friends up to and including Kadri and Visso and all of them are very excited to see you and hear of your adventures.
And pet the puppy.
And pet the puppy. Cord and Radius hole up in Radius's house almost the entire time. They come out periodically to check in with 3 of you. They're still alive. They don't need anything. They're just busy working. Please don't worry. I'll see you later. Kind of check ins. About 3 weeks go by. and Cord finally comes out with Radius. He looks pleased with himself, but Radius looks somewhat concerned. And they come and they gather the three of you together, and Cord says, "We have done it."
By all means, the floor is yours, gentlemen.
This cube contains two records. The first is a communication between Origin and someone else. I presume that it was another automaton like us who is named Root. It does not say how this communication happened, but I suspect that it was somehow using the similar channel that we have used to speak with one another and to find one another. According to this record, it was Root that told him of the history of Orstenia Mal.
I'm gonna need you to put that in the chat.
I can do that. Give me just a second.
Yeah, no, there was no way I was gonna spell that.
What she told him is as follows. About a century ago, Orstenia Mal was an Aeon priest of some uncommon talent, knowledge, and ability. She was so perspicacious that some said Calival himself had somehow returned in her body. Then she disappeared, and most people never learned why. Over the course of the next few decades, Orstenia Mal's name was forgotten. However, the truth is more complex than a simple disappearance. As Orstenia's frame grew, so did her pride. When her admirers suggested that she should be elevated to the position of Amber Pope, she didn't dissuade them. But the Order of Truth already had an Amber Pope. His name was Acumen II. Acumen II grew jealous of Orstenia's celebrity and fearful that she would oust him, so he moved to have her neutralized. He was successful, but only partially, because instead of killing his perceived rival, he merely badly injured her. Orstenia managed to slip away. The reigning Amber Pope grew even more paranoid, knowing that his actions had likely created a powerful enemy. But the years passed without event. Orstenia never returned. Even so, Acumen's papacy lasted only a little while longer. The Order of Truth learned of other misdeeds he'd done to retain power, and he was involuntarily removed from his seat. Acumen II took the secret of what he'd done to Orstenia to his grave. His successor never heard the story, and over time, most people completely forgot about Orstenia Mal. For her part, Orstenia didn't forget how Acumen II tried to assassinate her. Enraged and dealing with an injury she received from the effort to kill her, Orstenia spent the next decade secreted away in a place called the Whale of Boz, building an automaton army, thousands strong. Using her own knowledge and relics taken from prior worlds, she secreted the army with an artificial dimension contained in a crown like headpiece she called the Halo of Dominion. She vowed that the army would be powerful enough to topple the Amber Papacy and bring the Order of Truth under her control. She named her force the Glistening Army. Rstenia, in turn, hid the halo in a structure called the Howling Pyramid that exists only when summoned. But the glistening army was never fielded. An accident befell Orstenia before she could activate and deploy it. Other than the legends about a machine god and the slaves who worshipped it, nothing came of Orstenia's efforts for nearly a century. He then
That
holds out the. Oh, go ahead.
I don't. I was gonna ask how exactly we got rights to use Amy Acker's face for this character, but now I'm distracted by. Are we gonna have to walk all the way to Boz?
I hope not.
Well,
Because
we do
Boz
have
is a
transportation.
fucking forever from here.
We've got a car.
I mean, yes, we
You
do,
do, in
but
fact, have a car.
Do you have anything better to do?
go anywhere other than Boz.
And do what? I'm going to Boz with Radius.
Okay, Princess, I love you. You are wonderful and adorable and a tiny little murder machine, and we love it. But every single person in Boz, and I use the word person liberally, well, all of them are Axis. They think we are gross meat bags and they hate us on principle. They're just like that. Nobody goes to Boz.
Well, I'll stay outside, but I'm not going to let Radius go all by himself. He's my brother.
I
have claimed him. It is so.
no, yes, I'm aware you've declared yourself part of the family of robots that are either trying to save the world or destroy it, or just live long enough to watch the other ones destroy it, or are currently trapped in a fish tank. But that's. Please tell me that you boys have some kind of lead on this whistling pyramid, so we can find the crown with the army in it without going to Boz. This has been a long
Cord looks at
silence. Okay.
Cord looks at Radius and then looks back at you and kind of cocks his head to the side. You wish me to lie?
No, I was just really hoping that you would have some kind of lead or something. Maybe that second file you mentioned has like a map and we can like do literally anything other than go to Boz.
Well, it does include a map to Boz and a symbol that will grant you entry. And he holds out the cube, and on the cube, you see a very strange looking complex symbol on this face that's surrounded by runes that looks to be sure something. And he says, "This is the symbol of Boz. He is the machine savior."
Oh, that's Okay. Fisto,
Yeah.
uh, there are better than average odds that the three of us who are at least 20% meat are going to require robot costumes in the near future. So you might want to take that into consideration during preparations.
So what you're saying is something akin.
I I don't know whether or not the robots will count you as a robot on their kill all humans spree, but Chipper and I
Why would you
definitely.
need a costume? You have this. And he shows you the symbol again. This will allow you into the city as a guest.
Honey, I understand that we can get into the city. Here's the problem. Once we get into the city, we then have to conjure up leads on how to find uh the latest weird ass pyramid, which requires interacting with people and making charisma based checks. Uh, and if no one there will talk to me, that means the next most charismatic person that they will talk to is you.
Well, above table, you're making an assumption that is not necessarily the case. You're assuming that nobody there will talk to you.
Chips will make them talk by fixing them with kindness.
See, I figured Chips could probably talk her way through this, and Fisto might like halfway count, which I don't know if will make this more racist or less racist.
I mean,
don't know.
I could always, as much as I don't want to do it, tell this away.
I don't know if that makes this more racist or less racist. Um, but I'm pretty sure there is no amount of convincing that I'm going to be able to do for the kill all humans robots.
That are
Working
currently
on my
sealed
head
in
or
a
no.
crown in a howling pyramid and not in the Whale of Boz.
Oh no, I meant the regular residents of Boss.
That don't necessarily share that attitude. Just throwing that out there. You're making an assumption that is not necessarily true.
Annabelle has definitely never been to Boz, so she would only have the city's reputation to go off of. I am fully aware that in different campaigns with different characters, we had a very pleasant conversation. However,
So
there's
I'll
a
I'll
robot
clarify
cult.
that as well. Outside of the conversation that you just had with Cord, you would have never heard of Boz.
Ah, well then I am clueless and have no idea what's happening. Oh, a robot city.
Fisto
Fascinating.
would probably never have heard of Boz. Chips may have heard of Boz, but would not know where it was. Hence the reason for the map.
All right, well then I have no idea, and we can scratch the last like 15 minutes of dialogue. Because
Just
now I don't
gotta
know it's
help.
scary. Now I don't know it's scary.
There is apparently an army there that was going to get used, but you're not quite sure that that's everybody or even a large portion or something.
If they're
you don't
robots
know.
designed to fight Aeon priests, they're probably only going to care about Aeon priests and then killing everybody else. Although
That is entirely
it's
possible.
a toss-up with Aeon priests whether or not they hate each other more than the rest of us.
That is
Those
also a
goddamn
reasonable
fucking
statement. Yes.
psychos. All right.
So that
Well,
is
how about that
that is
second
where
file?
you are at.
How about that second file then? Now that we've deleted the conversation.
You've already had it.
Oh,
The
the
first
second
file
one
was
was
about
just
root.
the map.
The second one was the history of Orstenia Mile. And then the cube becomes a symbol that will allow you into the Wheel of Boughs
All right.
and gives you a map to get there. So from where you are
Back to the map.
here in Amber Keep, which is right here, you are headed over here, just south of the Clock of Kala.
Probably twice as long or so as the trip to Shalamas. Ish.
1.5 probably. So you can feel free to prepare however you'd like. If you want to sell ciphers that you have or trade or do something, feel free to do that. You actually have enough people in Amber Keep now that you can probably do that with a modest degree of effectiveness, because a lot of these people are now explorers and are exploring the Matthews Desert and collecting ciphers of their own and going into caves with black doggos. Hi, cave.
Yeah. Oh, that's so hard. That's so hard.
You know what? I haven't even used a single one of my ciphers since I'd gotten them, so I think it'd probably be best if I traded them, to be honest with you.
Lovely. Do you want to pull randoms, or do you want to go through and see if you can get some, if you can pick some?
Surprise me.
Okay, how many do you need?
I'm getting rid of all three that I got, so. Well, actually, no. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of two. I'm just getting rid of my detonation cipher and my force shield projector. The
You could
density
always give him the
nodule.
chip for her to take them
Yeah.
apart and give you new ones.
I'm
saying.
still looking for the right time to use the density nodule. So
You as Chips mentioned, you could also give them chips to take apart and salvage.
And then she can make you new ciphers based on what you want.
that's a better idea. Let me.
Or you can do the trade and see if you come up with something you want, and then if you don't, then Chips can take them and make new stuff.
Let's do that.
Hey, you cannot dig through the carpet. No, sir.
So I'll do a random trade for two of them here first, and then.
Okay. You got you a motion sensor and a rejuvenator.
All right.
So if you go in the chat, you click on the little item or whatever.
Okay.
It'll give you a description of it, and tell me if you want one or both of those, and I will send them to your character sheet.
It says I do not have sufficient permission to view the sheet for the item.
For shame.
Well, crap.
Granted, I'm pretty sure you go on to Olga's site and find those, right?
Okay. Motion sensor. For 1 hour per cipher level, the user knows when any movement occurs within short range, and when large creatures or objects move within long range, the cipher distinguishes between the two. It also indicates the number and size of the creatures or objects in motion.
I mean,
Rejuvenator restores number of points equal to the cipher's level to one random stat pool. Roll a d100 to determine the stat pool, and then it gives a chart. And the level is 1d6 plus 2. So
you know what? I'll take them both. I'll take them both, but I'll give the Rejuvenator to Chips to take apart.
Okay. Chips, you have a Rejuvenator to take apart. Where are you? And you have a motion sensor. So, ciphers. Where are, let's see, Chips? You get a Rejuvenator. Come on. And Duran, you get a motion detector.
Yep, and just take the.
There you go.
All right, let me take out the density nodule here, and how do I just delete one of these?
I believe you hold down Alt.
Okay. So we'll get rid of the detonation, and we'll get rid of the force shield projector. And Doran's going to bring the motion sensor to Chips. So, Chips, what can you do with this?
Magic.
It's that or a 20-minute explanation that lasts for 6 hours.
You know what?
Do you really want me to explain? I will explain. You won't understand a word that comes out of my mouth, but I will explain. And I have crayons. Radius got them for me.
No, I'd rather keep my brain from melting.
What do you think the odds are this random abandoned eye injector of drugs could be converted into something useful? Because I'm not sure we should just like loose that upon the town, but well, we don't have any
Probably
use
not.
for it, so it's just
And
sitting here.
Josh, do these come from directly from the core cipher book or from one of the Numenera source books?
No, they're from the Numenera source books. They're from Discovery.
Discovery, got it.
Actually, I suppose it could also be from Destiny. The table that I built pulls for both.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
So Hannah,
Mhm.
you have ciphers as well, and you haven't used them very often. Would you like to exchange ciphers?
I might as well hand over to Chips. Let's see. Definitely the Harmony lamp isn't going to get used for anything. I'll hold on to the ray emitter just in case, but I've also got the injector full of eyeball drugs that we picked up while we were in Shadowlands.
Mm-hmm.
And by picked up, I mean some junkie apparently. The worst Santa Claus visited Fisto in the middle of the night, and
That is also fair.
this cannot be legal even here, but I also don't know what to do with it. Because wasn't it basically like ketamine?
Real quick, my fists count as melee weapons, right?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Okay. So I think I've figured out the cipher that Doran would want for from Chips, and that being a shock nodule.
Ooh, taser fingers. Always a good choice.
Exactly, taser fists. That is exactly what I'm going here.
I
Yep.
enjoy taser fingers.
Fisto would like taser fingers.
I fully support taser fingers.
I'm gonna put that down over there, and we're just gonna leave it alone because that sounded fucking wrong, dude. I am gonna.
If you will not convert to the dark side, you will die.
No. Think about what you said, Mr. Wallace.
did.
Yeah.
You want to give Fisto taser fingers, so he's gonna be fisting tasering.
Oh yeah,
Electro fisting.
electro fisting. Exactly what it's going to be. That's exactly what it sounds like.
I got you, bro.
All right, are we talking like gauntlets or knuckles?
I'm thinking something like a violet.
No, nodule. He'll just affix it to his fists.
So are you thinking cipher or artifact?
Cipher.
So one shot.
Artifacts are reusable, ciphers are one use.
Oh, that's right. Artifacts are reusable.
And she is advanced enough level that she can probably cook that up in a reasonable amount of time.
Alarmingly so, frankly. Because it took her like 2 weeks to like pop out an entire vehicle that flew. So
Problem is, it doesn't see. I'm not seeing. So, does any can any cipher become an artifact, or how does that work?
It does not state it that way, but the answer is yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You can create an artifact that does basically anything.
Then yeah, we're doing that. We're getting him some taser knuckles as an artifact.
Are we going to etch into them like Holy Fury or something like that? Or
Oh no! What it's gonna be? It's going to be
Mix-a-Lot or
no. His left fist is going to say mercy, and the other is going to say punishment.
all right. So we're making mercy, punishment, shock, knuckle, gauntlet things for Fisto.
Pretty much.
You good with that?
I can make that.
no one should be good with that. That is
Okay.
appalling.
So what that's going to do is it's going to give you a +2 bonus to your damage, and that damage will be electric.
All right. Second here to make sure I write this down here. And what's the depletion rate?
I'm going to say that's probably, well, how long do you want to spend on this, Joanne? Days or week?
Making his artifact?
Depletion rate. 1d20 or 1d100?
It'd be 1d20.
Got it.
One and 1d20.
All right. And it was and level.
I'm gonna have to look at that one. There's some tables that actually tell you what level it is. It is probably in the 5 to 7 range.
Yeah, because the density nodule artifact that I have is level 6.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, do that then. And you said it adds how much damage?
2.
Yeah.
So it's going to take you from 6 to 8.
+2 electric damage. Got it. All right. Got my taser knuckles.
All right.
We are bad people who do bad things and should not be allowed.
Well,
And
actually, hold on.
so
It's
you were.
yeah.
Oh,
So
go
it's
ahead.
it's not just 8 because the 6 damage that is just my base. I've also got capable warrior, which is an additional point of damage, along with fists of fury, which is 2 additional points of damage.
So it's +2 on top of that.
The moral of the story is no,
11
he
damage.
did not need to
Yeah,
do
that
this.
is 11 damage per punch, pretty much. Yes.
Annabelle, you were trading in 2 ciphers. Do you want randoms or do you want to tell Chips what kind of effect you want and have them give it to you?
Let's just do it random wise. Random things turn out to be randomly useful.
Rando it is.
I mean, a
1,
spray can of
2,
hover goo turned out to be super fucking useful,
3.
so.
All right. Oh, good God.
That's
That
always a
might
good
come in
thing to hear from the
handy.
DM.
Okay. Transdimensional sense. The user can see out of phase, invisible, and transdimensional creatures, objects, and sources of energy within long range for 28 hours. You're probably not going to be salvaging Iotum, but if you were, you get a free level of effort if you use this as well. So I'll drag that to your character sheet here in just a second. The other
Alright.
one is, you know what? We'll give you a different one. That sucks. So does that one. How about this one? Ablative thrower. When activated, creatures within short range are coated with a fine mist of metallic nanoparticles that coats their clothing, but not flesh, hardening non-flexing portions for about an hour and granting 1 armor. If the use is coordinated with attackers who make up a community's horde or combat force, the force is treated as a defensive horde during that community action. So you can grant yourself 1 hour without wearing armor, or 1 armor without for an hour without wearing armor.
It is a can of spray on armor.
Basically.
That's amazing. I'm invincible.
And your character is, there we go. There you go.
Woohoo!
And Chips. Is there anything that you would like to do before we embark on our journey to Boz?
Nope.
All right.
Joni, Chips will get the parts made that she needs to make. She'll make taser fingers and she'll make the ciphers, and then she'll be ready to go in the squid monster thingy while working on repairing Origin and being thoroughly entertained by Axis, because him yelling at her is funny.
He has
I can
glitter
just
all over
imagine.
his-
I can just imagine her taking like some grease and swiping it across the glass jar where his eyes are at. So he has to like do this to see out, or just to piss him off.
I keep imagining him doing like that super stressed out thing when he's super mad at us and can't do anything, and he just keeps getting glitter stuck in his teeth because she keeps you fuck fish food glitter, more tiny pieces of sparkly glitter in there. Fuck that guy. And he's just like got a grill now.
Like gold teeth except glitter.
Yeah. Man, we are in fact the worst fate you could inflict on an enemy.
We really are, aren't we? We've got a tiny little psychopath. We've got a 7 foot tall, partially robot man with taser knuckles, and Annabelle.
When we went to fight the bug guys, we destroyed their demon god. When we went to fight the mudbirds, we took everything they fucking owned.
Yes,
Which
you
was
did.
absolutely not the agreement. It was not the agreement, Chipper. But we took everything they fucking owned.
We brutally tortured a woman before taking her memories.
The lady that we found in the cave, yeah, no, you guys yanked her tongue out of her head because she was being that much of a bitch, which, fair. There was the Tupperware thing that we found also in that cave. Still don't know whether that guy's alive or not.
Are we
Kind of afraid to find out.
Okay, but just are we sure we're the good guys here?
I am not going to comment on whether or not you guys are the good guys or not.
We don't get to still be the good guys after the number of tongues you have ripped out of people's heads with your bare goddamn hands.
Okay, that was one tongue. That was one tongue.
It was not one tongue.
No, you're right.
I don't recall Chips ever claiming to be a good guy.
No, we didn't apply moral framework
no.
Chips.
Yeah, no, we're leaving Chips out of this discussion.
Chips in order for that to happen, and I don't want to do that.
Chips needs to have a moral compass of her own first.
She has a moral compass. Fix robots.
A
Annoying is not a moral stance. Oh, right. And the guy in the
robots
pyramid
is technically not a selfish motivation.
No,
she is not a robot, so she's not fixing herself.
On the surface, it's a very selfless declaration.
Morality only happens a year plus into their adventure.
All right. So
there was the guy in the pyramid with
ciphers,
Rubik's cubes. That's pretty awful.
We have leveled up. We have healed our wounds. Everybody's pools are full, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Contemplated the horrible fates we have inflicted upon our foes and also on random bystanders.
We have solved the Origin cube. And we are ready to go to the wheel. So,
all right.
Kadri looks at Annabelle and just defeated sighs You're going again, aren't you?
Oh, don't look so
You're going to
sad,
leave me to
Kookaburra.
manage all these people by myself. You said you were going to help.
I did say I was going to help, and I've been helping for like
You have
three and a
not
half
been
weeks.
around to help for months at a time now.
All right, Caboodle, I don't want to have to say this, but I will if you make me. Do I have to? Because there are fewer people in this settlement than in the
No.
average elementary school. You are barely an elementary school principal. That is the demand being placed upon you. Also, helpful reminder, the reason I keep leaving is to prevent everyone from being horribly murdered. I know they're annoying when I'm not here to baffle them with my bullshit until they stop being annoying. But if I stay here, you will be horribly murdered and you will be converted into a skin suit to be worn by a robot with a bad sense of humor as a Halloween costume. So I have to go.
She looks over in Visso's workshop's direction. But she won't stop talking about this iotum stuff. I
You don't actually
I
have
don't
to
get it.
listen to any of the things that the rights say. It's probably better if you don't actually listen to them because they say horrifying shit. The only real questions you need to ask are, does it work and does it explode? That's all you really need to know about what the right's doing.
She looks like she was about to say something else, and then she stops, and you can see the wheels turning in her mind, like through her eyes, right? You know, I never thought about it like that. That's not a terrible idea.
It's like a kid's toy, it keeps making noise to keep them distracted. It's going to keep making noise. You don't actually have to pay attention to it. Most of it's not important at all.
She holds up a finger, and then she turns and starts to walk away, and she turns back. That's good. I like that. That's good. And then she turns and walks away again.
Y'all be safe. Don't use up too many of them band-aids.
She just kind of waves like, I won't. I'm good. We're good. Bye.
Bye, Mom.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
There and
Man,
there and
across the
there and there.
freaking world, man.
All right, so we're off to save the world again.
We're off to save the world again. Y'all hop in Squiddo, and it starts crawling again.
Hey, so do the squid buses have, I don't know, can we feed them treats or something? We're putting this thing through an awful lot of miles.
It
Should we give it premium gasoline or
it actually does not eat material food. Um, as we pass by places where reality is thin between this dimension and others, it partakes of matter there.
I'm going to assume we can't pack that.
Not that I know of.
All right. I guess we'll pet it more or something. Good, squid. Good.
It's slimy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
got nature on you, or
oh,
trans-dimensional nature, or something.
good squid. Has anybody got any hand sanitizer?
Slimer paid a visit, yo. Who you gonna call?
Not that guy.
You spend the next several days working your way through the Mathieunis Desert,
Which is colder than you would expect it to be.
which is in fact colder than you would expect it to be. A strange phenomenon until you look south and find a giant fucking glacier. It is tall enough that from 200 or 300 miles away, you can still see it.
Jiminy Cricket.
That is a lot.
It is known as the Great Southern Wall.
Well,
You do not know if anyone has crossed it, but among the Amber Gleaners, there are rumors of civilizations on the other side.
It's about as close as anybody wants to be to the end of the world.
About 3 days in, you see, as you crest another hill of the desert, the tundra, the desert, whatever you want to call it, the barren land, you see half buried in the ground a massive artificial face. It is easily 100 feet in diameter.
Huh.
Bright white, and it looks like one eye socket is empty, but the other holds a massive red crystal that pulses periodically.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to find any other parts of that.
It looks like that.
Huh. So, this wouldn't happen to appear to be of a relative size to the great big fucking arm from earlier, would it?
I mean, maybe. It's not. No, it's smaller.
Too small to be the head that goes with that arm?
It is probably too small to be the head that goes with that arm.
That is actually more weird than the thing I was thinking. How many dead giant robots is in this desert?
So far, by my count, 2.
At least 2.
There are, in fact, at least two.
Let's not find out if this one has flying lizards in it.
No, nor should we find to see if it has any scraps or anything in it either.
I was going to focus on the lizards without saying the word scraps on the fear that Chipper would turn into some sort of rabid, junk seeking monster that would just take
But
off and sand
that
shark
happens-
her way over there.
if that happens, I will keep a hold of her so she doesn't disappear on us.
Are
Well, she
you
can't move
attempting
very
to
fast
keep
with that
this
thing on.
conversation quiet?
Yes.
Chips is sitting very quietly and very well behaved in the wagon, working on fixing Origin.
Which is good because we did not plan for this.
No.
Because Chips is hyper fixated on fixing Origin.
If you would like to make a perception check to find out if you hear them talking about salvaging stuff, you may.
Doran was
Ominous
attempting to be quiet.
silence.
Doran was attempting to be quiet at least. But, you know, that man's voice carries.
I mean, we're riding in a open air box. I don't
Indeed.
know that there's an amount of stealth that will protect us from her sitting 2 feet away. However,
Right.
the
I
fact
don't
that
think
she's
I don't think we would have
obsessively
been.
focused on the robot.
The thing is, I
I
don't think
got
we'd be
12.
safe. Yeah, I don't think we'd be safe from her dice rolls because it's Joanne.
We will never be
Well,
safe from
she-
Joanne's dice rolls. She's the devil.
She is
I
not
got a
rolling-
12.
She is not rolling physical dice. She is rolling on the app, and she
Ah.
rolled a 12.
The app did not play. It is not bound to her devil's deal.
So,
Yet.
with her being distracted by fixing Origin, and that requiring a significant amount of her brain processing power because it's ridiculously complicated,
Imagine.
I'm going to say that she actually does not hear you.
Got shit going on, damn it.
Are we stopping, or do you want to continue going?
Oh, we are moving past it.
I have no reason to stop us here. I mean, it's there and it's a thing, but like best case scenario, we go and we find something in the head of a dead robot the size of a skyscraper that we don't want to deal with. Best case scenario is Chipper is now distracted for 3 days looting this robot head. Although it does have a giant shiny gemstone eyeball.
It
Are we
does, in fact,
desperate
have
enough? Are we desperate enough to reenact the cover of first edition D&D module?
the
Are
great
we going to steal the statues
AD&D
of the eye?
debacle of 1980 something.
We are not bringing back Thaco.
But I want to do high level algebra to find out if I hit somebody who's standing 2 feet away.
I'm good. Math ain't my strong suit anyway, so I'm fine. I'm fine.
I don't think we're desperate enough. I'll put it on the map. I'll make a little mark on the map.
Okay.
Head here.
You start
Head
considering
here.
getting the crystal, and you feel a disturbance in the math, and then your hand kind of pulls back, and no, we're just not going to do that.
An unseen force
math.
tells me that I'm going to have to do calculus to make this work.
I'm going to commutative property my ass out of here.
Oh boy.
Okay. So you continue on. Um, there are towns and places that you can stop and rest and restock. Those places all have interesting things that you can um, do there if you wish. However, the longer that you stay, the more irritated Radius gets.
Okay, I'm going to come up with a bullshit reason to get Radius alone. I need him to help me carry a thing from over there. Come on.
Okay, so you get him alone.
Radius, I didn't want to say anything in front of just everybody because they say words when we try and have a conversation. You have seemed increasingly upset this entire time. Like from day one, you've seemed increasingly upset, but since we left Shalamance, you have been very upset. Do you want to tell me what's going on? Is there something Core didn't telling us?
That being decided it could destroy my brother.
That being the machine god?
Yes,
Yeah, that is on the
I
list of
am.
reasons to thank it.
I am unused to such feelings.
Uh, oh, because he still ain't awake. Oh. I guess people dying ain't really something you learn to deal with when they're robots.
He did not. He was no fighter, not like me. And if you look at Origin, you he looks more like Cord than like Radius.
More about the brains than the brawn. Yeah.
Yes,
I don't suppose this is something you've ever had to experience. Being a robot and your family being robots.
no. And then his conversation with Root and our inability to communicate with Root concerns me.
You think she may be gone too?
He looks at you and he doesn't answer, but the answer is in his non-answer.
Well, Chipper's gonna do everything she can to get him back to functioning. But you and I both know there's a chance, probably better than average, that even if she fixes the machine parts back right, he ain't gonna be all the same when he comes back online.
That is my fear. And if he is lost, It is this machine god's fault. This mortal being.
Well, I ain't Chipper. I can't give you numbers on how likely it is that she'll be able to get him working back perfect the way he was. But we do know that what Origin was trying to do was to help people and to fix things. And that at the very last minutes that he thought he had, when he thought he wasn't going to be able to come back, what he asked of us was to deal with the machine god, to make sure it can't hurt nobody else. And I know it doesn't feel good. And it's probably not going to feel good the entire time. But
Like this entire conversation, he's pacing.
The least we can do is stop what happened to your brother from happening to anybody else. It ain't a lot. I know it ain't a lot. I know it doesn't feel like a lot. It feels like no matter what we do, you're going to lose more than you're going to gain. But if we do nothing, you're going to feel a whole hell of a lot worse.
He continues pacing for another few seconds, and then he stops, and he starts again, and then he stops, and he looks at you, and his hands clench like he wants to hit something, but there's nothing worth hitting. And he finally lets them drop beside his arms. He says, "You are correct, of course, but that does not make it easier."
No, it don't. But at least you can tell yourself that we're doing something. I don't know what happened to all your missing siblings, but I assume that when we get to the end of this road, the answer's going to end up being this asshole. 'Cause wouldn't nobody have any reason to mess with y'all otherwise? So all I can offer you, really, is that at the end of this very long walk, there will be somebody for you to punch. And they're gonna deserve it. That's really all we can offer.
He nods his head. Was there anything else?
I don't know exactly how to help with a robot feeling feelings. But I do want you to know that I'm here, and Chipper's here, and Fisto will put up with us for however long it's going to take. The two of us are going to, anything you can think of that might help, we'll be happy to help you with it. And if that means just talking, then I can just listen. And if it means we get you even fistier robot fists or a grenade launcher or whatever the hell else it is that you can think of. I'm sure Chipper can make it happen. I'm more than happy to help you stomp this motherfucker into the ground. I just want you to remember that after we stomp this motherfucker into the ground, you're still gonna be here. Cord's still gonna be here. God love him, Axis is still gonna be here. We're gonna figure out what happened to Root. Maybe she can be here, maybe Origin can be here. Just don't forget that there's an after.
He nods again. You make wise points. I am grateful for your association, Annabelle.
I'm pretty fond of you too. Let's go on back to the others now, okay?
He nods, and that is where we will end the session for this evening.
Oh, I didn't mean for us to end on feelings, sorry.
Robots and feeling. So yeah, thanks for hanging with us for a couple hours anyway. We will be back in 2 weeks with more Slaves of the Machine God. I do have one quick announcement. The friends of ours at Manapot Studios have finally finished their long play of Invisible Sun. And I am both sad and thrilled for them. If you had any desire, or if you don't know what Invisible Sun is and just want to watch a really kick-ass, award-winning, yes, they actually won an award for best cast, live play of Monty Cook's Invisible Sun, you can't do any better than The Hole in the World. Go over to Manapot Studios YouTube channel. They have all the episodes there. Go check it out and relive all of the craziness and amazingness that is their shared world. Really good friends of ours, and the reason that I actually started doing live streams on this channel, and with Invisible Sun to boot. So go check them out and give them some love. You won't be disappointed. And that's all I have. So from our Citadel to yours, happy gaming.
Hi, guys!
Bye.